Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Thank you all for coming out here this afternoon. If I could ask everyone to please silence your cell phones so we don't have ringing on our footage. We have a lot of media coverage. Again, thank you all for coming out this afternoon. Thanks to the media for coming here, for our friends of the program, family members. I have been extremely proud for the last 9 years to use these words of introduction, and I will use them again today. Please welcome head football coach at Tennessee Tech, Watson Brown. Watson.
Thanks, guys. Been a long time. 43 years. 43 years. It's a long time. 31 of those as a head coach. 40 of those 43 years as a head coach, athletic director, and offensive coordinator. Only 3 times I've even been a position coach, so there's been some stress involved in these 40 years. I think everybody understands why I'm here. It's time for me to retire from college football, and I will go back and do it again. It's been a blast. I started way too young. I was smart enough to marry one younger than me that didn't know better. Married her when she was 19, and I'm not sure she knew her own last name at that point. And she stuck with me for 42 years, and it's been special. I've had, as a head coach, 3,000 athletes cross my desk. 3,000 athletes, and I've loved every one of them. I've been there for every one of them through this. I can remember after the Austin Peay game, and my first job was head coach at Austin Peay when I was 28 years old. Thank Johnny Miller, who was the athletic director that gave me that shot. My senior year right here, we played the first game at Tennessee Tech when I was a senior in football, when we were declared state champions and went undefeated, and we beat Clarksville High School right here on this field in audition Ralph, 67, Kevin? 1967, and the head coach of that Clarksville High School team was Johnny Miller, who ended up hiring me when I was 28 to Austin Peay. And I've just gone since that time. But after the ball game at Tennessee Tech with Austin Peay this year, when the game ended and we were all headed over to do the alma mater like we do and shook hands with everybody, and I'm walking that way and arms grabbed me from behind, and I turn around to see who it is, and he's got an AP cap on, and did not know the face at all till he told me his name, and it was one of my former players at Austin Peay, and he is 60 years old, and I was 65, so I was coaching him when he was 28. I was 28 and he was 23, but it's the first time I've seen him in forever, and for him to come up and give me a big hug and say thank you. But I mean, I've got them out there that I coach that are 60 years old. That tells you how old I am. And I want to thank my mom and dad through all of this. Wow, two wonderful people that taught me right and wrong. My own family, my wife Brenda, who is a special football mom. If you need a lady that's a football lady, she's it. And she's been special. She's had a lot of colors laid around her neck, all kind of colors. We started in purple and gold at East Carolina, and we ended in purple and gold at Tennessee Tech. My daughter Jenny and my son Stephen, special people. I want to thank my brother Mel and his family. I don't think I've ever met, and my brother and I, Mac, both say this, I don't think I've ever met a better person in my life than my brother Mel. Not a better person in my life. I would give anything to have been able to live my life the way he has, and what he's done what he's done with his children and has raised his family. And boy, he's a special man. Thank my brother Mac. Good Lord, I would not want to know the phone calls. Y'all can't imagine. I promise you during the year it was every day or every other day we talked. At every job either one of us was at, of course, Mac beat me out of the business. He was always a little smarter than me. And but we've helped one another being coaches. In this business, it's such a dog-eat-dog world we live in that you can't get close to somebody where you could pass something by them and ask a true question. How do you handle this incident with a kid that got in trouble or whatever? And Mac have always had that. I want to thank my second dad, Coach Bucky Pitts. He's my high school coach. I talked to him before I came over today, and what a proud man. It's neat to have him so proud of me, but you all can't imagine how proud I am of him. And he's been by my side. If I'm 65, you can imagine how old he is now. And I don't think there's been a better coach that's ever been in Cookeville, Tennessee than Coach Pitts, unless it's a little prejudice with my granddad, unless I would put my granddad there. I want to quickly thank all the coaches and athletes. I said there's 3,000 athletes that I've coached as just a head coach myself. I hadn't had time to count all the coaches. It's been 1,000, I promise you, that we've been together. You got to understand this business, it's family. What I'll miss when I leave after 43 years is the family. The people you go to when you're in trouble, the people you can go hug when things aren't good, the special moments when something goes the way you want it to. Athletes and coaches together with that is a special bond that you can't get in the real world. You just can't get it. I've been so lucky to have that. Let me name some of these athletes. Steve Brewer, Sonny DePhillips, my two quarterbacks at Austin Peay. Steve Brewer has finished a great career as a head coach here in this state at Sevier County High School. Great person. Sonny DePhillips was the most valuable player of the OVC as a quarterback his senior year. Whit Taylor, Norman Jordan, Oliver Matthews, Eric Jones, Boo Mitchell, Vanderbilt kids, and I'm just picking a few. Great players, great people. Danny McCoyne, Troy Bodine, Alex Gordon, all pro guys at the University of Cincinnati that I coach. Sleepy Robinson, quarterback at Mississippi State. Kel Gundy, quarterback from Oklahoma. Darrell Hackney, Brian Thomas, Eddie Freeman, Roddy White, all pros from UAB. When we're dressing in shifts in locker rooms to have a program because they hadn't got a locker room built yet, and people like this come out of that, play in the NBA. People that were throwing to Stephen in our last year. Now here's two great names for you. Joe Webb, who is now with the Carolina Panthers, is the backup quarterback to the great player they got right there, and Sam Hunt. Does anybody know whose that name is? Sings a little bit. I had Joe Webb and Sam Hunt in my office every day coaching quarterbacks, and that's pretty neat now. That's pretty neat times. And Joe ended up starting late in the year because Sam got hurt. Sam was a special player at Oklahoma, about beat Oklahoma. We lost 24, I think 17. And Sam had a great night. Now he's just singing all over the place and making a whole lot of money. Had a lot of great players here. Larry Shipp, John Jackson, Jeffrey Woods, Lee Sweeney, Stephen Brown, Justin Hilliard, Corbin Miles. Both of those two guys have been academic advisors at Tennessee Tech after we coached them and starting their careers. Tim Benford, Trey Lamb, Richmond Tooley, Jordan Johnson, Travis Atkins, Austin Talent, Marty Jones, Taylor Hennigan, Cody Matthews, Trey Goff, Ladarius Van Leer, Dante Gay, Will Johnson, Stephen Bush. What a way to go out. What a class young man in Stephen Bush. You folks don't know what you had when you had that young man in this program. A special kid. And represented Tennessee Tech the right ways. I'd like to thank all of our administrators. I'd like to thank our two presidents, or my two presidents, Dr. Bell and Dr. Odom. Dr. Bell, the neat thing when we won that championship and we walked in the locker room, took him in there with us, and our team handed Dr. Bell that championship trophy in 2011. You're talking about a special time. He'd never gotten one of those before. And they're just about ready to give Dr. Odom another one. It's very close again here. And Dr. Odom's going to get him one. I'd like to thank Mike Sutton. Mike Sutton was sick when I got here. Things were tough on him. Y'all don't know the time he spent with me trying to teach me about Tennessee Tech, coming over to my office. I could call him on the phone immediately, ask him a question about this or that. Here's a guy that's, he had just gotten sick, I think. It hadn't been long at all when I got here. For him to take that time to do that for me, I'll never forget. It was good to see Mike at the Hall of Fame last week and get to hug him and thank him again. Dr. Susan Elkins, she's the one that took me all over this campus and got me to meet everybody and just took care of me over on campus the best that she could. All the people, this Dr. McKay, everybody, just, I don't know where to start. All the athletes, Larry Schreiber, Otis, Tom Pemberton, the guys that have stuck in this program, Jimmy Mackey, golly, bum. What a special man. He does so much for Tennessee Tech. But it was special to me for Jimmy Mackey to come to me and say, I'm going to represent your TV show and back your TV show, give you the money for your TV show because of you. I love Tennessee Tech, and I've done everything I can, and I do for Tennessee Tech, but I'm doing this for you. You don't know, Mr. Jimmy, what that meant to me for you to do that. All the friends, Otis, God, all you've done. Danny Brooks, George in the chamber. To get the TSSAA here, I think was one of the neatest feats that's ever happened in Cookeville, Tennessee, and our chamber and our whole community. George, it seems like it was yesterday that we took off down there to talk to the folks and brought it back with us. But that wasn't the hard thing, was it? The hard thing was this community to pull it off. And they've pulled it off. Everything we said would happen that day has happened, 100% so. And that's what Cookeville, Tennessee is all about, to tell you the truth. And that's why I'm proud to have grown up and been able to come back. Came back 9 years ago, and I'll finish with this. And met Mark and told him what my goals would be, and that's to win an OVC championship. And in doing that, we wanted to bring in kids that represent Tennessee Tech, that when they walk around the streets of Cookeville and on this campus, that this community in Tennessee Tech will be very proud of. And we're going to graduate them, and we're going to put them out in the real world and make a living. That was it. That was the goal. After being here 2 games, I think, 3 games, there was a plan set in place on how we would reach that. Our goal was to do it with high school kids. We put 2 classes together of 56 kids. You only get 63 scholarships. So we put them all in 2 classes. And we got them, let them get their noses blooded, lose some games. And when that first class was seniors, the OVC championship appeared. And I can't thank that first wave of kids at all. Stayed the next year through that second group that we're going to graduate. I really thought we had a chance to do it again. And basically, starting when we went to Oregon, we got decimated with injuries. So there we sit, and it was about time for me to give it up, because that was about the time I planned on staying. And I looked around, the cupboard was bare. There was nothing left. All the kids were gone. And after having a tough year, I said, we got to try to do this again. So we started all over. The last 3 years have been tough to build this thing back up. And it's there again. I feel it's right where it's supposed to be. I told our players today that I thanked our seniors for getting us to this point, and I told all those returners that we have coming back that it's there for you. And I basically told them that I don't think I'm the best guy for you. That was exactly what I told them. I said, I don't think I got the it factor to take you over the hump. I think there's a time when you know it's your time. It's not a sad time whatsoever. It's a happy time. And so I told them I'm not going to be coaching college football anymore, and hopefully I'll be up in those stands sitting there when one of them makes a great play saying, yep, let me tell you about that one. So I may be the best cheerleader they got when they're sitting in the stands up there. You got a great group of kids coming back here, and they are, Dr. Odom, ready to hand you one, in my opinion, not to put pressure on them. I think they feel the same way. But as I told them, I just don't think the it is in me to take them over the hump. There's somebody out there better. I have strongly recommended Dwayne Alexander to become the head coach here. That, of course, is not my call, but I for sure wanted everybody to know that. I told our players that. And Dwayne is a tech man. He's done this before. He'll do it his way, but he believes in the ways that we've done things. And I think he could get these kids over the hump. So that's the way that I would leave that. In closing, where's the last chapter? I don't know. Might be on a golf course. Might be fishing. Maybe doing radio and TV. Might see me in the NFL. Might see me as an athletic director again after doing that twice. I don't know. Brenda and I are going to take some time and really think about this. Might see me on a high school football field somewhere. There's a high school out there needing a good coach. You know, I don't know that you have given all your spurs if you hadn't coached high school football. I got it easy. I'm walking down the hallway to see Steve Sloan, who I'm a graduate assistant with, as the head coach at Vanderbilt. And as I'm to tell him that Brenda and I talked, I think I'm 22, I guess, about to be 23 years old. And I was walking down to tell Coach Sloan, I think I want to get in this business. He sticks his head out the door now, true story. Sticks his head out the door and says, hey, Watson, come in. I just got a call. I just got a call from Coach Bryant. Pat Dye has just gotten the East Carolina job. He needs a quarterback coach. Are you interested? Walking down the hallway. I get in a car that afternoon, go spend some time with Coach Bryant. And the trainer who had recruited me to come to Alabama with Coach Bryant, the trainers recruited in those days, he brought me in and he said, hey, boy, with that bad left arm of yours, can you coach? I said, I think I can handle it. I'll be all right. And Pat Dye hired me on the spot, and I've been a college football coach ever since. Pretty easy, huh? So I didn't pay my dues. So maybe you just never know. Maybe I'll be on a high school sideline somewhere finishing my time out, because I do think the high school coach is the most powerful man in our business. I think they affect the young kid better than any of us, including college or NFL. I think the high school coach is a special person. I know mine was. He was a special man. So whatever Brenda and I do, I don't know. I'll finish by saying it's been so neat to get back to Cookeville. I see faces in here that are old-time friends that have been friends forever. I see a lot of faces that became new friends when I got here that I didn't know. And so everything I hope I've given to this community what I came here to do, I know the community has given to me. And all I can do is say thank you for that. And as Brenda and I head out on our next place, who knows where it'll take us, it won't be our first rodeo when we move and head somewhere. I know that. We've done it quite a few times. But we'll be right here in Cookeville till we decide what we're going to do. And I'm here for any of you. I'd love to see all of you as time goes on and spend more time with you. And thanks for a great 9 years. Go Cavaliers. Go Golden Eagles. Keep it up. Thank y'all.